Our story kicks off with Danby, a girl clearly on edge. She was whispering a wish, desperately wanting to just vanish from where she stood. That's when her gaze landed on a puddle brimming with rainwater. Danby edged closer and saw peculiar figures in the water, dressed in odd garments. They were collectively praying for rain, lamenting that 3 years had passed without a drop. People were dying in the grip of the drought. Suddenly, Danby took the plunge into the water and materialized exactly where those people were offering their rain prayers. Danby was utterly bewildered by the sight. "Hey," she asked them, "are you shooting some kind of period drama about kings and queens?" But the king there found her actions incredibly bizarre. He looked spooked and demanded to know if she was a witch. A nervous Danby quickly retorted, "I'm not a witch or anything. I'm just a student in the 12th grade." Language had obviously shifted drastically over the years. Her way of speaking led the people to believe she was uttering some mystical chant, sending a fresh wave of fear through them. Suddenly, soldiers encircled her, their swords drawn. Realizing these blades were genuine, Danby immediately resorted to her specialty, talking her way out of trouble. She declared, "I know precisely why I've arrived here, to summon the rain." At that, everyone bowed their heads before her. She instructed them, "Repeat this chant 50 times, got it?" And after repeating her confusing words 50 times, the moment they looked up, Danby was gone. She ran until she reached a place draped with religious clothing. She quickly swapped her clothes and blended in with the crowd, then settled down comfortably. The king was addressing the people, trying to convince them to stop putting faith in trivialities. He argued that if they wanted to secure their kingdom's future, they must focus on science and math. Right then, a priest interjected, calling it all nonsense. He insisted that science could never help them grasp nature, and there was only one reason for the drought: God's anger. To bring rain, the king had to perform a special rite with the queen. Danby was casually dozing off during this meeting. She woke up and noticed her phone was missing. She slipped out to search for it. But the king's personal guard, Sato, caught her and brought her before the king. While waiting, she kept wishing for rain so she could go home. Then she remembered the 3-year drought. The king proclaimed that she had attempted to deceive them and didn't deserve to live. Hearing this, Danby pleaded desperately for her life. She cried, "Sir, I'm just a student. Please let me go. I accidentally stumbled here from the future. I don't know how." With her death imminent, Danby's entire life flashed before her eyes, showing the path that led her here. Danby was just an average girl studying in the 12th grade. Her university entrance exam was just days away. However, Danby was terribly weak in math. Whenever she focused on studying it, she'd simply nod off. Her math teacher was seriously frustrated by this. One day, the teacher called her out in class and asked her to solve a problem. But predictably, she failed to solve the question again. The enraged teacher publicly shamed her. Upon returning home, Danby, acting like a good student, played games on her phone with music blaring from the TV. Her mother walked in, and like all mothers, she started criticizing her. "You can memorize songs, but not your schoolwork, can you? You take after your father completely. Utterly useless." After a few more jabs, Danby's mother settled down to watch her soap opera. Danby hated her mother's cereals, so she stormed out to meet her friend. But even her friend lectured her, saying, "This is your final opportunity to get into college. If you fail this time, your future is totally ruined." The next morning, Danby overslept and rushed out for the exam. It was the big day. Her mother offered encouragement. "Just do your absolute best. You'll definitely get into a great university." Danby was frantic, especially about math. She kept studying on the bus right up to the exam center. As the bus halted, rain began to fall outside. She'd forgotten her umbrella in her rush and hurried towards the center, getting soaked. Reaching the entrance, her heart pounded violently. She was completely unprepared and started having panic attacks. The fear of failure drove her to flee. Danby sat in the rain. Then she spotted the puddle that had brought her here. To prove to the king she was from the future, Danby started reciting historical facts. Alas, it didn't convince him. Thinking fast, she lied and claimed to be excellent at math. The king immediately lowered his sword and challenged her to prove it. He presented Danby with a problem to solve. Though Danby's handwriting was messy, the king recognized the diagram and saw that the answer was correct, and the solution was brilliant. The king was left utterly dumbfounded. He exclaimed, "Even the greatest geniuses in our kingdom take 3 days to solve this. You did it in 1 minute." Everyone stared at Danby as if she were a monumental genius. The irony was that she was a complete slacker back in her own time. But here, everyone else was struggling with primary school math. Now, the king made Danby an offer. "Teach my people math, and in return, I promise to send you home."